Hey guys, just watching the Tottenham and Limassol game now. I thought that it was going to go to half time. I missed the first 20 minutes of this game, and there's 7 minutes of added time. Tottenham just taken the lead through Harry Kane. Paulinho played through a nice ball to him, slipped it through, and Harry Kane slipped it under the goalkeeper, toned for some earlier errors. Like I said, I didn't see the first 20 minutes, but Harry Kane missed a penalty in the 15th minute, and he's missed a couple half chances. But Tottenham very comfortable in the game, leading 1-0. Limassol now are 3-1 down now to get Tottenham. Have been passing the ball about, playing it well, round quite well. If they were under any pressure, they'd be playing a lot better in this game, but they're doing just exactly what needs to be done, just seeing it through. They're winning 1-0, they're very comfortable, probably maybe add another couple of goals, maybe get another goal before the 7 minutes is up, or another couple in the second half. But I think Tottenham will run out quite easy winners in this one. It's half time at the KC between Hull and KSC locker room. Hull City took the lead after 6 minutes from Liam Brady. So now Hull are now 1-1 on aggregate with KSC locker in. So we could have the two British sides going into the group stage, and also it will be Celtic that will join them in there as well after their exit from the Champions League. Moving on, the Champions League groups were drawn today, and in Group A, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Olympiacos and Malmo were drawn. Now, I think Atletico Madrid and Juventus will go through. Atletico Madrid have lost quite a few players in the summer. They lost David Villa on a free transfer to New York City, which is a team that is affiliated with Manchester City. They lost Sergio Asenjo to Villarreal for €5 million. Diego Costa to Chelsea for €38 million. And Felipe Luis to Chelsea once again for €28 million. Diego Ribassos went to Fenerbahce with an undisclosed fee, and Adrian went to Porto. But no despair for Atletico fans, they made some very good signs in the summer. They replaced Courtois, who went back to Chelsea at the end of his 2-year loan there. Jan Oblak from Benfica joined the club for €16 million. Mario Mandzukic replaced Diego Costa, and he came in for €22 million from Bayern Munich. Griezmann came in from Real Sociedad for €30 million. He's a really exciting player, looked really quite good for France at the World Cup, sorry. And Raul Jimenez from Club America for €10.5 million. They also signed another forward player, Angel Correa, for €7.5 million. And Guilherme Sequeira for €10 million, and another goalkeeper, Miguel Angel Moya, for €3 million. Juventus have not been quite as busy in the window. They have signed Alvaro Morata from Real Madrid for €20 million. That's their main signing. They haven't really signed anyone else apart from that. They did sign Luca Moroni for €5 million and Christian Pasquato for €1.5 million too. But that's their kind of major signing. Peluso also went to Sassuolo for €4.5 million. Vucinic left the club, went to Al Jazeera for €6.3 million. Fabio Quagliarella joined Torino for €3.5 million, and Isla went to QPR for €1.2 million. So that's the transfers that have been done by those two teams. Atletico Madrid, I think, will top the group. They were finalists last year, and I think they could be almost as strong as they were last year, certainly. They have lost players, but they've rebuilt very sensibly, and I think they could once again be a force. Juventus were eliminated from last year's Champions League and also eliminated in the Europa League. I think they will do a lot better in the Champions League. It's a bit more of a favourable group for them, and they will get second spot. Olympiacos will get the Europa League spot. Olympiacos is a team that usually would progress from Champions League groups every now and then. Oh, there'll be a chance here for Limassol. No, nothing's going to come from that. Olympiacos, will get the Europa League spot. Group B is Real Madrid, Basle, Liverpool and Ludogorets Razgrad. Is it a penalty here? No, I think he's dived. And Real Madrid, of course, were very busy in the summer once again. Toni Kroos joined from Bayern Munich for €25 million. Jesus Rodriguez, who was tremendous at the World Cup for Colombia, should have won Player of the Tournament in my opinion, joined them for €80 million. Keylor Navas joined for €10 million. And Fernando Pacheco was promoted from the youth setup Real Madrid Castilla. Real Madrid sold Nuri Sahin for €7 million to Borussia Dortmund, so he rejoined his old club. Jesus Fernandez joined Levante for €500,000. Casemiro joined Porto for €1.5 million on loan. Alvaro Morata, as we've already mentioned, has joined Juventus for, what's saying here, €22 million. Angel Di Maria, which is obviously the big transfer Manchester United made and Real Madrid's biggest sale, €75 million to Manchester United, of course. And Diego Lopez joined Milan on a free transfer. Now, that's a wee bit surprising, because Diego Lopez was Real Madrid's number one last season. So that would mean one of two things: either Casillas will be number one again, or Keylor Navas might get the chance to be number one. So we'll see that. Fernando Pacheco is actually a goalkeeper that they promote from Castilla. So be Casillas or Navas, it'll be number one. So we'll wait and see on that one. And Liverpool, of course, have been drawn in this group, and they've brought in quite a few players. They have brought in Ricky Lambert from Southampton, who I don't really see him taking any part in the Champions League. I think he's a player that's more going to be an impact player for league games and playing in the Cup. I don't think he's quite got it to be playing in Europe's top competition. Adam Lallana for £25 million. Emre Can for £9.75 million from Bayer Leverkusen, which I think is a tremendous signing. He's 23 years old, he's got a lot of potential, and that is a snip at that price in my opinion. Lazar Markovic from Benfica for £19.8 million. Dejan Lovren for £20 million, who was fantastic last season for Southampton, had a rough night the other night against Manchester City, so he'll need to get that performance out of his head for the upcoming Champions League games. Origi for £10 million from Lille, for £10 million from Lille. Now he will be joining next season. What is happening is what a lot of clubs have done. They are going to buy Origi, and he will spend the next season on loan at Lille, and then will join next summer. Alberto Moreno from Sevilla for £12 million. As we know, Liverpool were tracking him for a long part of the transfer window. And probably the one that's talked about the most, Mario Balotelli joined for £16 million from AC Milan. And he is also the replacement for Luis Suarez. Manquillo also came in a 2-year loan from Atletico Madrid. Luis Suarez joined Barcelona for £75 million. Pepe Reina has joined Bayern Munich for £2 million. And Martin Kelly joined Crystal Palace for £1.5 million. So can Balotelli replace Suarez? Well, he's not going to get as many goals as Suarez, but he certainly could take the load off of Daniel Sturridge, and I think at £16 million it's a fantastic sign. There's not a lot of risk to it, because when you look at Shane Long been signed for £12 million and Ross McCormack been signed for £11 million, £16 million is nothing for Balotelli, and it just shows how kind of far AC Milan have fallen as a club. And I'll do an individual video on them soon, at the rise and fall of AC Milan, which I think is what I will call it. So that is Group B, which obviously is Real Madrid, Basle, Liverpool, Ludogorets, Razgrad. Real Madrid, I think, will win this group very comfortably. Real Madrid are also my pick to win the tournament again. They were incredible last season with the signings they've just made. They're going to be stronger than ever, and I really think they are going to be the team to beat once again. Liverpool, I would expect to go through in second spot, although I think Basle will push them. Basle have got a history of upsetting English sides, and in fact I don't think any English side have actually defeated them. So we'll wait and see on that. I could be wrong with that, but I know that they've got a very good record against the British sides. But I do think Liverpool will be second and Basle will be third, and Ludogorets Razgrad will be going out of Europe. Group C, it's anyone's group. It's Benfica, Zenit St Petersburg, Bayer Leverkusen and Monaco. Now, Benfica have brought in, this is their kind of main player, they brought in Andreas Samaras from Olympiacos for £8.8 million. And they obviously sold Markovic to Liverpool for £22 million, and Oblak to Atletico Madrid for £14.8 million. Andre Gomez went to Valencia for £13.2 million, and Ezekiel Garay went to Zenit St Petersburg, who are also in this group, for £5.28 million. And Oscar Cardozo has left the club after a long tenure there and went to Transfer for £4.4 million. So they've not strengthened a great deal, Benfica. Be interesting to see how they do in this year's tournament. And that brings us on to Zenit St Petersburg. Yes, they signed Javi Garcia from Manchester City for £14.78 million. Now, I think he was a brilliant player when Manchester City signed from Benfica. but he was not used correctly, and I think he was unlucky to be sold in the end. I think he'll be a fantastic sign for Zenit, along with Ezekiel Garay. There's not really been any departures that are. Bistrov has left and gone to Krasnodar, but Ziryanov has now dropped down to Zenit 2, but he's getting on a bit now. He's 36 years old. So they've not strengthened a great deal, and they've not lost a great deal either. It's Villas-Boas's first full season in charge of Zenit St. Petersburg. So we'll see how they will do. That brings us to Bayer Leverkusen, who signed Karl Hanglu from Hamburg for 12.76 million, Dermich from Nuremberg for 5.98 million, and Wendell, a left back from Gremio, for 5.72 million. They sold, as we know, Emre Can to Liverpool for 10.5 million, and Sidney Sam went to Schalke for 2.2. Sidney Sam is a player that's got a lot of potential, but 2.2 million, maybe things will work out a bit better for him at Schalke. So Leverkusen haven't strengthened a great deal. Their team's not a lot different from last season. And that brings us to Monaco, who signed Abendenour from Toulouse for 11.4 million, Bakayoko from Rennes for 7.04 million, and Paul Nardi's a goalkeeper from AS Nancy for 2.64 million. Most of Monaco's signings have been from Ligue 1. They have obviously lost James Rodriguez to Real Madrid for 70 million, Emmanuel Riviere to Newcastle for 5.56 million, and Kago Mastro to 1860 for 176,000. They also lost Fabio Roma, has retired, and Abidal has gone out on loan. So Monaco looking quite a bit weaker than they did last season. This group's a very hard one to call. For me, I would say that Benfica and Zenit St. Petersburg will progress. I'd probably say Benfica might get top spot. Zenit St. Petersburg was second. Bayer Leverkusen will be a very close third, and I believe that Monaco will actually finish fourth in this group, unless they make some real headway in the transfer window before it closes. That brings us to Group D, which is the last group of Part 1. Part 2 will be done after the Tottenham and Hull games, where again I will give you an update on the Hull result, and I will also do more of an analysis on the Tottenham second half, and we shall see how that goes. Arsenal made a couple of signings in the summer. They signed Debuchy from Barcelona for £30 million, and that was one that got the Arsenal fans mouth-watering for certain. Mathieu Debuchy from Newcastle United for £12 million, who was a direct replacement for Sanya, and that's a fantastic sign in my opinion. Probably, I would say, a better player. Sanya was a very good player a couple of years ago, but I feel that Debuchy is a very good player, and it's a very good signing by Arsenal, a very sensible sign. David Ospina from Nice for 3.2 million, the Colombian number one, and Callum Chambers for Southampton for £11 million. Well, the jury's out on that one. Callum Chambers, a very young player. Have to wait and see how he does. 17 years old. We'll see how he does. And the players that left Arsenal, the most significant one was Vermaelen going to Barcelona for £15 million, and Giroud going to Hamburg for £2.5 million. So that is Arsenal. Borussia Dortmund brought in Ciro Immobile from Torino for 17 million. He is a direct replacement for Robert Lewandowski, who, as we know, joined their bitter rivals Bayern Munich. Matthias Ginter from Freiburg for 8.8 million. Adrian Ramos from Hertha Berlin for 8.54 million, and Nuri Sahin obviously rejoined the club as well. The player that left was Julian Schieber to Hertha Berlin for 2.2 million, and that's really it, to be honest. And Galatasaray have actually not done any business in the summer. They've not brought any players in. Johan Omander has left and joined Brøndby for free. Didier Drogba has rejoined Chelsea in a free transfer. Then Gusalem has joined Hanover in a free transfer, and Harjovic has joined Werder Bremen in a free transfer. I feel that Arsenal and Borussia Dortmund will progress from this group. Borussia Dortmund might top the group. It's difficult to say between those two teams. Galatasaray will be third, and Anderlecht I think will be eliminated. And that's it for part one. We will do part two after the Tottenham Hotspur game. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see some more videos. I'm doing videos as regularly as possible. And follow me on Twitter and ask any questions there. Okay, thank you. That's it for part one.